As you can see, I dressed up today, and when I was dressing up, it kind of reminded me of how far I've come in my journey. These are the dress pants I used to fit into. As you can see, they're slightly larger than the pants I wear now. And the fact I've been able to maintain this for practically 3 years is awesome.
I'm Trei Massey. You're actually in my hometown. I've lived here in Laurel off and on since around 1968. So I grew up in a family of 5. My parents and I had 2 older brothers who were twins. They entered their late 60s, early 70s and had strokes. And as a result of that, and the youngest, I had the responsibility of really coming back home and helping to take care of them. I was really taking care of a lot of people. And most of all, I wasn't taking care of myself. I went from 220, 225, and in a matter of about 20 years of being responsible for different people in my family, I ended up ballooning up to 330, and probably at a high point, I was 350 pounds. The scales this morning said 178. Everybody in my family, including me, had high blood pressure. I found that 5 years ago, the other 4 members of my initial nuclear family were gone. And that's when I took notice and really started saying, wait a minute, I need to change my lifestyle. Almost exactly 5 years ago, I got very sick, and initially they couldn't determine what the problem was. And I was told 2 weeks into my hospital stay that I might have to go on dialysis. Well, the prospect of being 300 and some pounds in a hospital room and thinking you might have to go on dialysis and having lost your family members is not a good place to be. I just had a lot of fears, as well as I didn't want my kids to have to care for me like I had to care for my parents and my brothers. At work, they had something called a Biggest Loser contest. When I finished that Biggest Loser contest, I weighed somewhere around 270. And that was just a huge blessing. And I won the contest. I'm at the gym probably 5 to 7 days a week now for an hour to 2 hours. My breakthroughs in this whole training thing is that I swam a mile. And so since I knew that the Olympic triathlon was less than that, I said, well, that won't be that big a problem. Anyone can bike 40 kilometers. But I knew the run would probably be the toughest for me just because I've never really been much of a runner. When I first started running, I couldn't run. And the whole thing is I started talking to my doctor, and he said, well, you know, that makes sense. I lost my center of gravity. When you go from 300 some pounds to 170, it's like you're a gawky teenager again. When I crossed the finish line, they gave me this little ticker tape, and I looked at it, and believe it or not, for my age group, I came in first. I ended up using Trifecta as my lunch, so that, sometimes I'm too busy still between exercising, etc., to do all the meal prep. But I will always have the Trifecta for lunch, and it's great. I don't have to think about it. I know what the calories are. So now that I look at my macros, all that's done for me. More important, weight loss is 90% in the kitchen. So it's really eating. I saw, an advertisement for the challenge. I said, hey, what have I got to lose? Once I hit the challenge, I said, you know what? Let me see how I can improve my body again and tighten up a little bit. In May of this year, I was actually in a bodybuilding contest. I actually ended up taking away 4 little swords for first and second places. This 61-year-old body that had lost about 100 and some pounds. And yeah, there are little places where you can see where the skin's a little loose, but compared to where I've been, I felt very comfortable. Now I'm moving on to 5K because I want to keep active. I want to keep doing things. And it's not necessarily I want to finish first, I want to finish. And I want to just keep doing things that motivate me to stay in shape. You didn't get to be 300 pounds overnight, and you're not going to be 150 pounds overnight. This took basically 5 years, and it took 5 years of patience and forgiveness. Also, try to go on blogs, try to go on the Trifecta site and learn about proper nutrition. Go on the internet to find out how to exercise. As long as you keep trying, you can find something that will work for you.
Male 60 to 69. First place today, Joseph Fisher. Followed by Trei Massey. Followed by Brad Westpasser. Come on up, Joseph, Trei, and Brad.